There is no cruelty in God and none in me. There is no cruelty in God and none in you. What's good, fam? Today we're going to be studying lesson 170 of A Course in Miracles. This is our last lesson before we get into the fifth review of the workbook for students. So let's enjoy this lesson, because for the next few days we're going to be doing review lessons of everything we've done so far. So if you got the book, perfect. Let's go ahead and begin. If you don't got the book yet, the PDF is in the description. Let's go ahead and dive straight in. Lesson 170. There is no cruelty in God and none in me. No one attacks without intent to hurt. This can have no exception. When you think that you attack in self-defense, you mean that to be cruel is protection. You are safe because of cruelty. You mean that you believe to hurt another being brings you freedom. And you mean that to attack is to exchange the state in which you are for something better, safer, more secure, from dangerous invasion and from fear. Now let's just pause right there. This is powerful because we discussed this a little bit in the last two lessons. Now, anyone who attacks, first of all, must believe that attack is a valid way of going about things, believing that attack is real, or else they wouldn't do it. Because if you know that attack is an illusion, attack is not going to get you anywhere, because dust can't attack dust. Remember, this body is not who we are. So this body trying to go attack another body is simply, first and foremost, an insane belief, because it's simply like saying dust attacking dust. It's like saying God is attacking God, because remember, I am not this body, and that person over there that I'm attacking is also not the body. I am the life force that animates the body, and they are the life force that animates that body, and that life force, there is no separation. That is one. The same life force that animates this body is the same exact life force that animates that body. Now, me, this individual who thinks I am the body, forgot that I'm the life force. I forgot that, and now I think that I'm the body. This lower consciousness, this lower state of vibration, this lower frequency, this lower awareness level, and now I think that I'm something that I'm not. Now I'm no longer identifying with who I really am, which is the life force that animates the body. I'm identifying with the body itself. And now, believing that I am a body, and believing that the body is valuable, and believing that the body is capable of attack, I'm going to go over there and attack that other body that I think is real. I think that that's who they are. But if you look at what's really going on behind the scenes here, it's literally like the life force attacking the life force, and they're the same thing, and that cannot attack itself. So simply, attack is all an illusion. That's like the analogy we've used a few lessons ago with the microwave and the toaster. Let's just say the microwave and the toaster, in this insane analogy, they are mad at each other for whatever reason. They're arguing over which form is better, or who's right and who's wrong, and let's just say they start attacking each other. That makes no sense, because if you look at what's charging the toaster and what's charging the microwave, the current that is running through this and this is the same exact current. That's like saying electricity could fight electricity. That's like saying electricity could attack itself, which is furthest from the truth. It is impossible, because it is itself. It cannot attack a part of itself. Same thing with God. God cannot attack a part of itself. And because a part of God is within you, and a part of God is within me, and a part of God is within that person that I'm attacking, that's like saying God, which is me, and that person are trying to attack each other, which is itself. And it is simply what's going on in truth. That's what's going on, is we all forgot who we were, and in that moment of forgetfulness, we believe that our salvation lies in protecting ourselves, so we attack another individual. Now, we're going to talk more about this throughout this lesson as it goes on, but let's just understand that attack is something that the most fearful people do. You think that those people are the most confident or the most scary or the most whatever. Those people who attack, they're the most brave, but actually those people are the most afraid and the most separated from their source, because they believe that to be safe and protected, they need to put up these guards and shields in order to protect themselves, because they believe in fear. And the only people who believe in fear are those who fight against it. But how can you fight against dust? How can you fight against an illusion? It's not really there. You're simply dreaming and attacking what's in the dream, but is not real in truth. So just keep in mind that those who are cruel in the world are those who are the most separated from their source, the most fearful, the most whatever attribute you get from believing that you are separate. They are the most of all of that. The most, they attack themselves. Remember, you giving and receiving are one in truth, meaning although this person appears to be attacking that person over there, they're actually really attacking themselves in two senses. One, that individual over there is you, but secondly, the fact that you're projecting attack out there even before the body attacks anything, the fact that you're looking at that person with judgment or condemnation or anything other than love, because remember, anything other than love is an attack. And you don't have to do that with physical form. You're simply doing it all day with your thoughts, with your mind. So before anything physical even occurs, the individual that is planning attack on that individual or looking at them with guilt or envy or judgment or jealousy, remember that individual who is projecting all that outward is the one who is attacking themselves. They're the most hurt. They are the one who are screaming for love the most, because they don't know who they are and they believe that it is in their best interest to attack that individual, and only somebody who doesn't know who they really are believes that that's a valuable way of going about things. So that's why, again, a few days ago we discussed showing a little bit of compassion for those cruel individuals, because if you look at them and you're putting judgment on them, saying that they're a bad person and they deserve punishment and all that stuff in this world, that may be valid, that's understandable, but in truth, if you're looking at them and you believe that that's who they are, you're just as bad as them. You're attacking yourself just as much as they are attacking that individual over there, because you're believing that attack is real. One, you're believing that they are a body, therefore you believe that you're a body and you're limited and you forgot who you were in that instant. So let's go ahead and dive straight into this lesson and start where we left off. But just know that the subject of attack is really interesting, because whenever you look at it for what it is, it's simply a cry for help. It's a call for help. It's a call for love. It's what somebody does whenever they don't know who they are. How thoroughly insane is the idea that to defend from fear is to attack? For here is fear begot and fed with blood, to make it grow and swell and rage, and thus is fear protected, not escaped. Today we learn a lesson which can save you more delay and needless misery than you can possibly imagine. It is this: you make what you defend against, and by your own defense against it is it real and inescapable. Lay down your arms, and only then do you perceive it false. This is powerful. Read this one more time. We're going to do this together. You make what you defend against. We're going to pause. Anyone who is defending themselves against a person, let's just say I'm defending myself against that person. One, I made what I defend against. I made what I defend against, meaning I am here and I am love and light, and that individual over there is also love and light. And if I were to see that and see them for who they really are, I would need no defense, because love and light does not attack. Love and light does not defend. However, because I believe that I am something other than what I really am, which is love and light, because I believe that I am the body, I am the ego, I am this tiny little mad self-image that I made for myself, that's who is defending itself. I, while identifying with the ego, am trying to defend myself. The ego is trying to defend itself because the ego needs defense, because without defense, the ego would be nothing. You have to defend and uphold the belief of the ego, because without that upholding and life force energy you're giving it, without that defense, it would be nothing. So, step one, I am love and light. Step two, I forget who I really am and I'm identifying with this body and with fear and the ego. Step three, the ego believes that it's being attacked because the ego doesn't know anything. It's insane. And the ego needs to defend itself against what it made, because the ego is seeing something in that individual like itself. The ego sees other egos. So the ego is seeing the fear and judgment and guilt in that person over there, and it's not really there. It's a distorted image that the ego, i.e. I, while identifying myself with this false image of who I am not, I made what I defend against. So although that individual over there is love and light, I'm only seeing a distorted image of them because I'm identified with the distorted image of myself, and now I'm defending myself by attacking that. But remember, I made what I defend against. And by my own defense against it, is it real and inescapable? Now, because I'm defending myself against that distorted image of who they really are, it's real now and it's inescapable, because I'm defending myself against it. It, by my own defense against it, is it real and inescapable? Now I'm believing that it's real and I cannot escape the fear that I believe that I would have put upon me if I didn't defend myself against that fearful thing outside. It's not really there, by the way, but because I am defending myself against it, I'm making it real. Lay down your arms, and only then do you perceive it false. It seems to be the enemy without that you attack, yet your defense sets up an enemy within. An alien thought at war with you, depriving you of peace, splitting your mind into two camps, which seem wholly irreconcilable. For love now has an enemy, and the course uses enemy in quotes because there's really no enemy. There is really nothing real that is in opposition to love, which is what we call fear. Fear is not real. So for love now has a quote enemy, and it's using that sarcastically and showing you, hey, we're using the word enemy in quotes because love cannot have no enemies, because what is not love does not really exist to begin with. And trying to defend yourself against something that doesn't exist is you making it real to yourself. Although you're not making it real in truth, you're making it real in your own awareness, and therefore you're going to feel like it's real because you've given all your power to that outside thing. For love now has an enemy, an opposite, and fear, the alien, now needs your defense against the threat of what you really are. If you consider carefully the means by which your fancied self-defense proceeds on its imagined way, you will perceive the promises on which the idea stands. First, it is obvious ideas must leave their source, for it is you who make attack and must have first conceived of it. Yet you attack outside yourself and separate your mind from him who is to be attacked. With perfect faith, the split you made is real. This is powerful. There is not enough words I can use to describe what was just stated right there, but definitely read that over again. Super, super good stuff right there. Next are the attributes of love bestowed upon its enemy. For fear becomes your safety and protector of your peace, to which you turn for solace and escape from doubt about your strength, and hope of rest in dreamless quiet. And as love is shorn of what belongs to it and it alone, love is endowed with attributes of fear. For love would ask you lay down all defense as merely foolish, and your arms indeed would crumble into dust, for such they are. With love as enemy, must cruelty become a god, and gods demand that those who worship them obey their dictates and refuse to question them. Harsh punishment is meted out relentlessly to those who ask if the demands are sensible or even sane. It is their enemies who are unreasonable and insane, while they are always merciful and just. Today we look upon this cruel God dispassionately, and we note that though his lips are smeared with blood and fire seems to flame from him, he is but made of stone. He can do nothing. We need not defy his power. He has none. And those who see in him their safety have no guardian, no strength to call upon in danger, and no mighty warrior to fight for them. Poor things. This moment can be terrible, but it can also be the time of your release from abject slavery. You make a choice standing before this idol, seeing him exactly as he is. Will you restore to love what you have sought to wrest from it and lay before this mindless piece of stone? Or will you make another idol to replace it? For the god of cruelty takes on many forms. Another can be found. Yet do not think that fear is the escape from fear. Let us remember what the text has stressed about the obstacles to peace. The final one, the hardest to believe, is nothing, and a seeming obstacle with the appearance of a solid block, impenetrable, fearful, and beyond surmounting, is the fear of God himself. Here is the basic premise which enthrones the thought of fear as God, for fear is loved by those who worship it, and love appears to be invested now with cruelty. Where does the totally insane belief in gods of vengeance come from? Love has not confused its attributes with those of fear. Yet must the worshippers of fear perceive their own confusion in fear's enemy, its cruelty as now a part of love. Remember, nobody can conceive of a creator that is unlike themselves, meaning those who believe that they are the body, those who believe that they are judgmental, and those who believe that they are those who condemn, all of that. Those individuals cannot conceive of a creator unlike themselves, of a father unlike themselves, and rightly so. Whenever you in this body, in this world, you're not going to conceive of a mother and father unlike yourself because you literally were born from them. You look like them, you have the same genetics, the same genes. You cannot conceive of a father and a mother unlike yourself. However, this is just in this world. Now what happens is because people in this world, rightfully so, can't conceive of a creator unlike themselves, they believe that because they're condemning people and they're guilty and they're judgmental, they conceive of a father, i.e. God, as judgmental and judging his son, judging his creation. And that is simply furthest from the truth, because those individuals are looking at God as themselves. They're looking at God as a fearful God, as a judgmental God, and that is just not so, because love does not condemn, love does not judge. Love, and perfect love, is all that is and ever will be and always has been. It is only perfect love. That is what our Creator is. That is what our Father is. That is what God is love. And no part of God can attack itself, meaning no part of God can be judgmental, no part of God can be cruel, no part of love can be the opposite of what it is. No part of love can be fear. So, again, no one can conceive of a creator unlike himself. The problem is that this person doesn't know who they are. They think that they are all these attributes of the world, therefore they perceive a creator just like that. But whenever you know who you really are, which is an extension of love and light, and you know that you are love and light, then you're not going to be able to conceive of a God that is anything other than that. Meaning, we see our creator as he really is, and there are those out there who don't know who they really are yet, and they are seeing their source as it is not. They are simply seeing a distorted image of God. Simply, that's what it comes down to. And what becomes more fearful than the heart of love itself? The blood appears to be upon his lips, the fire comes from him, and he is terrible above all else, cruel beyond conception, striking down on all who acknowledge him to be their God. The choice you make today is certain, for you look for the last time upon this bit of carven stone you made, and call it God no longer. You have reached this place before, but you have chosen that this cruel God remain with you in still another form. And so, the fear of God returned with you. This time, you leave it there, and you return to a new world, unburdened by its weight, beheld not in its sightless eyes, but in the vision that your choice restored to you. Now do your eyes belong to Christ, and he looks through them. Now your voice belongs to God and echoes his. And now your heart remains at peace forever. You have chosen him in place of idols, and your attributes given by your Creator are restored to you at last. The call for God is heard and answered. Now has fear made way for love, as God himself replaces cruelty. Father, we are like you. No cruelty abides in us, for there is none in you. Your peace is ours, and we bless the world with what we have received from you alone. We choose again and make our choice for all our brothers, knowing they are one with us. We bring them your salvation as we have received it now, and we give thanks for them who render us complete. In them we see your glory, and in them we find our peace. Holy are we because your holiness has set us free, and we give thanks. Amen. And that is the end of lesson 170. This was a powerful lesson right here. We're going to allow this to be on our minds all throughout the day. We're going to see God as he really is, which is as we really are, and we are love and light, perfection, whole, everlasting, infinite, omnipresent, outrageous joy, peace, heavenly. We are all of these attributes, and therefore we are made in the likeness and image of our Creator. There is no fear that could exist within love. That is an illusion. And whenever we remove that belief, whether we're aware we have it or not, to some extent, we do have that belief. And whenever we remove that belief by no longer giving it attention, we will restore our wholeness. We will restore our whole state of mind, where we understand that fear does not exist. There is nothing I need to be protected from, and attack is irrelevant. Attack is an illusion, and attack is not really real. Because why would something that is real, which is love, need to attack something that is not real? That's like me trying to punch air thinking that I'm doing something. Fear is not real, and trying to attack fear, you are defending fear, making it real. Whenever you're saying there's fear out there and I need to defend myself against that fear, you're making it real because you think that you need to be protected from it. However, whenever you say there's fear out there, but I know that it's of my own making, and whenever I remove my attention from it, it will no longer be there because it does not really exist. And then you give all your attention to love, there will be no fear in your mind because you have restored your mind to its whole state where only perfect love abides. So let's press pause for now. Tomorrow, me and you are going to move to lesson 171, which we are going to begin our fifth review practice period of the workbook for students. So let's pause right here again, and we will meet again tomorrow.